All right, happy Sabbath day to each and every last one of you. We're going to come in for our second message for today. Today we're going to talk about vampires. All praises to the Most High. That's what we're going to talk about today. It says, vampires are a pop culture phenomenon, real or fantasies. There are peoples who bought into this way of life and developed a morbid taste for blood. They're not like Hollywood Dracula or Edward. These people have been deceived into believing that they've been changed and now possess immortality and supernatural power. They believe they have a capacity to absorb, channel, and manipulate pranic energy, life force. Vampire belief are really about power and searching for it from a source other than God. It's important to guard against the blurry of fantasy and reality that becomes hard to distinguish in real life. The word vampire is never mentioned in the Bible, but God does talk a lot about blood and power. Blood is sacred to God, and the devil is preventing its meaning and importance, deceiving some people into thinking that by drinking blood they can get power. Only the living God can give us the power we need. Are vampires nibbling around at your time, energy, and passion? There's nothing wrong with fantasy unless you become so consumed with it that you're having trouble in the real world with real peoples. How about your relationship with Christ? Have it taken a back seat to Bella, Edward, and Jacob? Think about the amazing unconditional love and ultimate sacrifice Christ made for you. If anyone of the house of Israel or of the strangers who sojourn amongst them eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats blood and will cut him or her off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in blood, and I have given it to you on the altar to make atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that makes atonement by the life. Therefore I have said to the people of Israel, no person among you shall eat blood. Neither shall any stranger who sojourns among you eat blood. And anyone also of the people of Israel or of the strangers who sojourn among them, who takes in honey, any beast or bird that may be eaten, shall pour out its blood and cover it with earth. For the life of every creature is its blood. Its blood is its life. Therefore, I have said to the people of Israel, you shall not eat the blood of any creature. For the life of every creature is its blood. Whoever eats it shall be cut off. Leviticus chapter 17, verses 10 through 14. Since they shed the blood of your holy peoples and your prophets, you have given them blood to drink. It is their just reward. Revelation 16:6. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the demons. You cannot partake of the table of the Lord and the table of the demons. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21. All praises to the Most High. So, Spirit, let's talk about vampires today. What more would you like to add with the passage that we just read? We're going to get these as some clarifiers with this time. We're going to use this as some overall clarifiers, and we're going to end it with the tarot, okay? We're talking about the vampires today. Vampires. Let's talk about it, Spirit. What more can you share? All right, we only got 3 cards. All right, we only have 3. First card we have, it says chaos. Chaos. The second card we have, it says citadel. And the final one, perception. And I think that's the word I'm working on right now, ain't it? Yep, perception. That's the word I'm working on right now. So that really takes you back when you come to that perception when we was reading. Let me go back to it. That's pretty much kind of like where that perception come in at. When it was talking about... they believe they have the capacity to to absorb, channel, and manipulate pranic energy, life force. Okay, that's kind of like that perception there. All right, so let's look at the citadel. Let's see what they're saying about citadel. Citadel. Citadel is a heavenly fortified stronghold, fortress, or a castle, typically built on high ground to command and protect a city. So it's a particular place, okay, Spirit has in mind about this. This is a particular place. It's historical. So it's even a particular place where these individuals, either they master dwell there or they themselves dwell there. But it's a particular place, okay? And yes, it's still in existence today. It sure is. And it's apparently gonna be having some chaos in there. Because the truth with this perception. Okay. I feel that the truth is in the perception here. Okay. It says it stood high above the city, providing safety during the invasion. But I don't think this one here was doing no provide. Probably was. I won't say that. Then it talks about the military usage. Moved into what? The underground citadel. During the what? Conflict. And we already see chaos out here, right? And then it talks about it metaphorical. The university was a citadel of knowledge, immune, and the what? Political unrest outside. So, we got 3 cards. Let's get some clarifiers. And we're talking about what? Vampires. Alright. So, Spirit, let's talk about the chaos. No, since we own the citadel, let's stay there. Tell us about this citadel. Since we own the citadel, let's stay there. We're using straight tarot. We're not using anything else. Because I think we done did more than enough today. We went a little deep today. We have the 8 of Swords. Now, you know the 8 of Swords that talks about feeling trapped, frustrated, right? And following that, you got a Page of Pentacles. Because that right there lined in what I said about the perception. Okay? From that reading. That's it right there. Alright. Anything else? There go the 2 of Pentacles. There go the 2 of Pentacles. That's it, plain as day, what's being said. Now they presented it as something to help, but it really wasn't. It was something utilized as a place to take, keep you down while they rise. That's it right there. No more, says the Most High. 2 of Cups. No more. Why? Because you picked that honey up off that ground. And if you listen to that biblical Torah, you know what honey I'm talking about. You came in partnership with a higher spirit called the Most High. Because more and more when we was reading, it kept talking about what? This God or your God. But you picked up that honey and you grew with who? The Most High. And that's it. Now let's talk about the chaos. What's going on with this chaos now? Tell me about the chaos. Ace of Wands. Why? Ace of Wands with the 3 of Cups. Because by you taking that means, okay, you grew into your own authority, your own power, your own strength. Making your own decisions. Along with who? The ancestors. Your spirit squad. The chaos ain't coming from you. But the chaos is coming from the Spirit who's working on your behalf. Tell me one more with the chaos. Working on your behalf. Working on your behalf. Perception. Look, 6 of Wands. It ain't no better card. 6 of Wands. Not only you got the 6 of Wands, look at that. There go the 7 of Swords. Expose what they've been doing, and we just talked about that in the reading, right? And the final card, the Magician. Say no more, Susan. Say no more, girl. Card drop. Say no more. It ain't no more to be said. So, all praises to the Most High. I think that was a beautiful message, too, for this Sabbath day. It turned out a little quicker than what I expected it to turn out. Okay? So, I enjoyed it. So, those are our 2 Sabbath day reading. And hope you guys can gain some insight from what's being said. I know I want to get these videos out before 6 o'clock, but I'm going to put out some other additional videos too, because I got between now and tomorrow to kind of get this page up to par, going into next week. All right. So y'all, I enjoy what I do. I love what I can do for the Most High. It makes me feel very excited to be a part of this spiritual squad that I am a part of, and I love them with all my heart. Okay, so y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe, and I'll talk to you guys. I don't know when, but I'll be back, because right now I'm mostly putting out videos, but I will talk to you guys later. Take care.